Do you want to know if you're an empath? Well, I'm Nicholeen Peck. I'm a communications expert, and in this video, we're going to be talking about empaths, and maybe it will help you know if you are one. For many years, I've been teaching communication and parenting, and people will come to me with a really kind statement. They say, Nicholeen, how do you see the stuff that you see? I'm living right in that situation, and I can't see it. In fact, you've pointed out things to me that I didn't know were there, and I've been dealing with them for so long. Well, how do I see what other people don't see? I see the world differently, and I've just considered it a gift that I've had from birth. My father used to always say, Nicholeen, you see so much. You have wisdom beyond your years. And I knew that it was a compliment, but I wasn't sure exactly what that meant. Let's talk about some of the key factors that make an empath. If you are an empath, then that means you often see what is not seen. Now, that doesn't mean you know everything, but especially when it comes to people, you are able to see and feel things about them that sometimes they don't even recognize in themselves. Some people might call this being overly sensitive. In fact, sometimes people who are empaths, who are overly sensitive, get themselves into all kinds of troubles. They take on other people's feelings and problems left and right unless they learn how to handle those extra senses that keep coming at them. Some people can make a movement with their eyes or say a couple of words in a sentence, and I recognize immediately by their feeling that those words have more of a backstory than what they're letting on. This type of a skill for seeing what is not seen is great for leadership. It's great for people who are trying to maybe sell you something. It can be used in bad ways though too. You could manipulate people with this skill, but you also could lead people and inspire people. So hopefully, if you feel like you have some of the qualities that we're going to be talking about today, you can be dedicated to using them for good instead of for trying to manipulate and control other people, which some people use these skills for. An empath feels what other people feel very deeply. When someone shares a story, it's not just the story that impresses the empath. It's the tone that the words carried. It's the pauses between the words. It's the look in the eye of the person that shared the story. It's the emotional feeling that came from that person. An empath looks at body language without even knowing it. They are able to read the body language usually really well. They read eye movements. They are able to discern what a person feels about a certain subject just by sharing the subject around the person, even if the person never communicates about it. Now, can an empath be wrong sometimes? Oh, absolutely. Just because you feel lots of things doesn't mean you're always right. So that's super important to recognize. You need to make sure that you give all the people around you the benefit of the doubt. Plus, it's important to understand that some people might be just not feeling good that day, and they might communicate in a certain way that has nothing to do with not feeling good about what you're talking about, even if you're getting the feeling that they're not feeling good. So you still need to ask questions, and you still need to try to be in tune to more things than just that one passing communication. My father, who teaches communications on a college level, always tells his students that nonverbal communication is much more powerful than verbal communication is. I'm not sure if many people realize that, but we actually learn more from nonverbal cues about somebody than we even do from the words they say. An empath is very in tune with those nonverbal cues. Before I get to my next point, leave a comment below if you think you might be an empath, or if you think you might know someone who's an empath too. There's actually a lot more empaths out there than we think there are. It's a rare quality, but not so rare. You probably know multiple of them. If you're an empath, you probably find yourself in situations where people seek your advice all the time. This has happened to me since I was a very young child. My parents used to call me a peacemaker. I'm not sure I was really a peacemaker because I think was one of their most defiant children at one point, especially in adolescence. But what they meant was I would always listen to people and I would make suggestions and try to help people. I would care about people. I would reach out to to and serve other people, I was constantly thinking about and feeling the people around me. At one point, I definitely thought I was too emotional, and I wanted to conquer this. I felt like I got sucked in to everybody's drama and problems. This can be a stumbling block for an empath. What happened to me after I chose not to get sucked into everybody's problems was I enjoyed helping people solve their problems more. So sometimes empaths shy away from hearing about people's problems or from being around people in general because they feel like it's just too much information to take in. In fact, it can feel very overwhelming and even tiring to be in groups sometimes because we're sensing so many things that are going on. So what you have to decide is that it's good to know, but you don't have to fix everyone's problem right then. In fact, the people who you are responsible for helping fix their problems are the ones who come to you or the ones that you have stewardship over. So I realized I only needed to help my immediate family members and friends or other people who would come to me with their problems solve their problems. That way I didn't have to take all of their problems on. I also decided that it would be a very good thing for me to master the art of dropping the subject. After I felt something from a person, I was going to choose to forget, to just let that go. I wasn't going to carry their problem with me anymore, and I wasn't even going to attach what I felt from them to who I felt they were in my life. I was going to give someone chance after chance and not try to remember absolutely everything I felt. This doesn't mean that remembering things that we feel is bad. Actually, it's a good thing to remember some of those feelings so that at a later time, maybe a more productive time, we can reach out to a person and help initiate healing for them. But it also can be a hard thing to hold on to some of those things and remember them. So make sure that you have wisdom and decide which ones are important to remember and which ones are important to let go. I counsel people about their parenting and family relationships all the time. There's no way that I would be able to sleep at night or maintain my energy if I held on to everybody's stories and problems. So what I've told myself is once I'm done helping someone or advising someone, then I will choose to forget what it was unless I need to help them again later, in which case I hopefully can bring some of it back up to the surface. But I just let it go and don't keep it in the front part of my brain. If you're an empath, people might come to you for advice about things. You might find yourself in positions time and time again when you are the person trying to help other people see what is not seen. Sometimes people are coaches, mentors, teachers, but certainly it helps a parent to try to improve their empathic skills. Can you improve your empathic skills? The answer is yes. Maybe you don't think you're an empath, but you can try to pay better attention to other people, to stop thinking about yourself and to focus on really understanding the other people around you and trying to feel what it is that they might be feeling so that you can have a deeper connection. Some people don't have enough of a connection with people. Some people have too much of a connection. So if you're an empath and you feel like you might be connecting too deeply, let some of that go. But if you're not an empath and you know that you're a little distant, maybe try to listen into other people a little bit more closely. Empaths can be the type of people that really transform their surroundings, because they can bring people together. They can spread goodness and caring. They can advise and lift and show people a way forward that maybe they didn't see before. So if you're an empath, don't feel like you're strange. You're special in a good way. And we need people to lead others toward healing and help and happiness and connection. If you want to learn more about happiness, connection, what it means to govern yourself and understand yourself, I think you'll really enjoy my next video, which is called How to Understand, Identify, and Release Your Emotions. Click on that link now. I'll see you there.